A teacher who went viral for the right reasons, a video of him gently questioning a student who claimed JK Rowling, the Harry Potter author, was a transphobe and a bigot. And just the way he asked these very gentle questions and encouraged critical thinking in the student was admired widely. I'll just play you a little clip.
What are your thoughts on it? Like, do you still like her work despite her bigoted opinions?
So let's get specific though. Let's define bigoted opinions. What opinions are bigoted? We're going to treat this as a thought experiment. I'm not going to say what's right or wrong or what way to think. The whole point is to learn how to think, not what to think.
Yeah.
So when you say bigot, you're starting with the conclusion that given her bigoted opinions.
Yeah.
So first let's start with, does she have bigoted opinions? So when you say bigoted opinions,
she has had a history of being extremely transphobic, I've heard.
You've heard. So what? Can you give me an example?
Guess what? The student couldn't come up with any examples, and through a process of engaging in investigation and critical thinking, the student on his own came to a very different conclusion.
That is exactly what she's saying.
Is that transphobic to you?
So, to me, no. Stating that sex is real is not transphobic. It's just a fact of life. It exists.
Based on that clip alone, any school would be lucky to have that teacher. Like I said earlier, the questioning was gentle, rational. It encouraged the student to think critically. And that clip was shared by everyone from JK Rowling to Elon Musk. It had more than 50 million views on X alone. But now that teacher, Warren Smith, has been sacked. He posted this earlier today.
So it happened yesterday. I was fired from my full-time teaching position. I understand that had Elon Musk not tweeted that video, this would have happened probably with the last 4 months ago when this initially happened.
Caro, do we know why he's been sacked? He doesn't seem to know himself, and he seems to think that if this video of him didn't go viral and he didn't have such influential people sharing it, he would have been sacked even earlier.
Well, he does say that. He mentions that Elon Musk had retweeted that video. Elon Musk, of course, who owns the platform X, as possibly having stopped him from being sacked earlier, but it's still not clear why exactly he has. He doesn't know. He's very careful in his video not to identify the school. He doesn't want to bring any problems on the school, which I think was a very dignified response, but he is puzzled himself after 4 years of teaching at that place why he was let go, because as far as I can see in the video, there's nothing offensive in what he said. In fact, I would welcome him to any school here in Australia. I think we need more of those kinds of teachers helping our children and university students really develop their critical thinking skills, which seem to be so lacking these days. That's all he did in that video. He didn't come to his own judgments. He said right at the start, I'm not talking about anything being right or wrong. I just want to help you critically assess information. And I mean, when it comes to JK Rowling, she is so unfairly dismissed as a transphobe, where you actually look at her comments, they're very fair, most of everything I've seen about women's rights and women's rights to have certain spaces, and the insistence that we all use certain pronouns or have biologically born men come into women's spaces, take women's sporting prizes, enter women's bathrooms. It's just she's been unfairly labelled like that way, and people need to wake up to the fact that those aren't fair labels for her.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely unfair. And I'd love to have that teacher at my son's school. Gabby, you're not a mum yet, but I'm sure you've got thoughts on teachers.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. Isn't that part of the point of education, to teach the next generation how to think critically, not what to think, how to think critically. It's such an important point, and we absolutely need more teachers like him. And it's just so sad that we live in a world that now he has lost his job because he was speaking about someone like JK Rowling that's been linked to, and she's been accused of being transphobic, even though I agree with you, Caroline, I haven't seen any evidence that she actually is transphobic. So it's actually, hopefully some good will come out of it, the fact that this has gone viral and you've got high profile people like Elon Musk sharing this video, that hopefully this teacher will get a lot of support and will no doubt go on to bigger and better things and will continue to educate people in some way, because he's doing that at the moment. That it's insane by making a point about how to think critically. And he was so careful in his language when he was being asked about JK Rowling. He was pointing out some pretty fair points as well as to how she was not actually being transphobic. And JK Rowling has just been such a strong advocate for women's rights. So I think she's done an amazing job of just being brave and standing up to so much hate that has been out there and has been directed at her. You know, she's been quite seriously attacked by trans activists, and she just wants to stand up for women's rights, really. And she's getting shamed for saying that, you know, essentially when you're born into this world, you're either born male or female, and that's reality.